Good morning, or sorry, good afternoon. I don't know, is it afternoon, but we lost an hour last night, but I guess we'll just deal with it. We've made these book fold cards before, but this one's going to have kind of a fun, different kind of way that it opens on the inside. Okay, and I'm just using the Country Bouquet. I love this set. Not necessarily for the Valentines, which I did use it for Valentine's this year, but just more like to send a birthday card or something to a friend. So I used the punch already and took some of the paper here, remember, and just punched out some hearts and leaves and whatnot so that I would have those. And then we will proceed with making the card. So you're going to need your base, which we cut at 11 by 4 1/4. Okay, usually we cut kind of halfway this way. This time on the paper, we're cutting halfway this way. So, oh, here it is. Looking for my trimmer. Okay, and I'm just, instead of folding in half, I'm just marking it at 5 1/2, just so I can get a nice crisp fold. And then I'm coming back 1 1/4 inches. So I made 2 scores, one at the 5 1/2 to be halfway, and one at 4 1/4. Every time we do this, just approach it a little bit differently, but it's going to make the same card. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. So that will be done. Okay. All right, and then we're going to take a little piece of 1 inch by 4 inches, and we're going to put that here on our book binding. And I used the blue side last time. I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet side this time. I love this paper. The colors are just very interchangeable. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp the piece that goes on the front here, and I'll do the stamping in a minute. But I wanted to show you how to do this piece on the inside. Let me set this one up so you can kind of see what I'm doing. See how it's just folding in, so it's folding in to fold flat. Then when it opens up, then they could keep it sitting like that if they choose. All right, so I've got a piece of 8 by 8 designer series paper. Now this one I picked because it didn't have any direction. This one kind of does, so I'm going to have to be a little more careful because I don't want all my hearts upside down. So we're just going to fold it in half long ways. And then we're going to fold it in half long ways the other way. And then we're going to fold it corner to corner. Now this is identical to the folds that we used for the old explosion, except the piece of paper is bigger. For that explosion, we used a 6 by 6. For this one, we're using an 8 by 8. Okay. And I could have put this back in the trimmer and scored it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So now we folded in half that way, we folded in half this way, and we folded from corner to corner on one of them. All right, so then one of these folds that has the fold down the middle, we're going to cut that whole square out. But let me think for a minute because I want my hearts to go this way or to go this way. My husband, I said, I'm doing my video, don't bother me. So then he comes in and starts talking. All right, so I'm gonna, if I cut this one out, then I'll have that and that, and that. That's what we'll do. Yes, this will make sense in a minute. Okay, so I'm left with the 2 4-inch squares and the 1 4-inch square that's folded in half. Again, it's much easier to do if you're using paper that doesn't have direction. This piece you can then save to use on something else. Okay, so this is going to fold down like this so that when we open the card, nope, sorry. I think I've got it wrong. Oh, shoot, I might have to use the other side. Yep. Nope, I could do it this way. That'll be fine. Yep, we're fine. Okay, so we've got our 3 4-inch squares. That one in the middle, you're going to fold down inside. Then I'm going to put my adhesive. I'm going to just place this in the center of the inside. Okay. I think I've done this wrong. Because that should be on the bottom. You know what? I did 2 of these cards with no problem whatsoever. And then, of course, the one I'm doing live, I'm going to have an issue with. All right. So I want that at the bottom. There we go. I have to put a little more adhesive. All right. There we go. Okay. So when you're putting this in, you're putting it there with the open side to the inside. Does that mean the cut side where, where it's not attached to anything? Those are going to the inside. I'm glad I made that because I didn't even have a question about that when I was making my other ones. So I'm glad that happened on here because then we can see that sometimes you have to think about it. Okay, so now that's going to open just fine. And these are sideways, but those are facing up and these are kind of facing up. So they still wound up not being upside down, which is what I wanted. Okay, so then I'm going to take, this is going to be the front of the card. And I don't know, I think I will just do this one again because I really like this two-step heart that's on here. Oh, I just got ink all over. So hopefully that's not gonna go down on my card. Nope. Okay, so that was the first step. And these are those distinctive stamps too, where you get the lighter and darker. I like those because, and if it ends up that it is a little bit lighter and darker in places that you didn't even mean for it to be, it looks like it's supposed to be. So they serve a twofold purpose, I think. All right, and then I'm using the mint. Although, you know what, on this one, it's got some mint, but it's also got that mossy meadow. So why don't we do the mossy meadow on this one? This set uses the 2 greens, the lighter, the mint macaron, which is these leaves that I punched out, and the darker, which is the mossy meadow. Okay, and then you have to kind of get this lined up. There we go. Boy, that's pretty. I really like this. Okay. So I think I'm going to use the same words because I like that. Just wanted to say, maybe I'm going to put that at the top this time. Messed up a little bit there. But that's when I will take my marker. You know, for a long time, I didn't always buy the marker when I bought the new inks, but now I like to have them. There we go. And that fixes that. Okay, so here, still think that might be a little bit bare. So maybe I will do, this one doesn't really have any blue in it. But maybe I'll do some hearts. Didn't have blue last time. Do them in the sweet sorbet. Oops, I haven't attached that yet. Oop. There we go. I'll put one more down here. It's an even number, but that's okay. I think it looks better like that. All right, and then I'm just going to place that right on the front of the card. And normally you put the adhesive on the piece that you're attaching, but because I wanted to make sure that was good and dry, I didn't want to flip it over yet. Okay, there we go. And of course, I'll tie a little piece of ribbon on there at the end. All right, so now this explodes out. Now, you could take a piece of white to go here. I took a piece of white that was 3 3/4 and cut it diagonal, and that's, I used the one diagonal here on this one, and I'm going to use the other one there just because I kind of like the way that looks. So then I will put my words and attach a couple of hearts. The hearts don't have to just be for Valentine's, you know? Okay, so this one, we may do like that. A couple of leaves, maybe. And maybe one of the little hearts. Why don't we try that? Okay. And these, I wanted to point out, if you got a kit this last time, you always get some of these, which are glue dots. So to use those, just take your pick or something and take them off. I'll put them all on here and then I'll show you. They always give you in those kits, they give you, you know, the glue dots or the dimensionals or both. They give you, you know, any ribbon or twine or anything like that that you need. Just going to go ahead and put them all on since I'm already doing this. And they give you a block. So if you don't have any blocks, you do. And then, of course, you've got the stamp set that you're going to keep. Okay, I'll move those to the side. All right, and then they've just got a cover on them. You just flip the cover off. It's easier if I lay it down. first time I got a kit, and I looked, actually, I think it was Paper Pumpkin. And I thought, what are these things? I didn't realize that that's what they were. You all are probably smarter than I am, figured that out right away, but it took me a little while. I thought, am I supposed to put these kind of weird white dots on here somewhere? Didn't realize it was my glue dots. There's always extra left over. Like you saw, I've got this. I've got another sheet that I had already started that I used to finish up my other kit. So this last time I did 3. I just thought this was fun since we had already done the card that explodes on the inside. This is just a different way. And it kind of helps it, I think, to sit up. And you'll see what I mean. Well, probably already seen what I mean. I could have used liquid glue here, or maybe I will use liquid for the inside. Or I could have used some tear and tape or snail, whatever I wanted. And then I'm just putting this in here, leaving my little bit of a margin. Okay, and then you've got to make, the only thing you have to make sure is see when it's going to close, to make sure that whatever you have put here on the halfway doesn't hit the inside of the card. Okay, so that folds down nice for the, I'm going to put the ribbon on, for the envelope. So you don't have to worry about that. I just love this ribbon. They almost always have one that's kind of like this that you could just use for anything. Because you can color these too. You know, you can take a sponge and sponge whatever color you want on them. If you want it to match, I just like it to be kind of the white sheer look. Okay. So we've got our book fold card that then folds out. Isn't that funny? Just really, really cool, different way to do the same card. So I hope maybe you might try one of these. Super fun for the person that's getting it and fun for you to make it too. I hope you have a great day. Bye.